finale and your part in it?
It's gonna be eventful. I feel like I have been saying this a lot today, but like every storyline in Rosewood, one secret will be revealed, one mystery will be solved, but then another two will pop up in its place, and so I think things come to a head, but not like you would think. I don't want to be incredibly vague here, but it's definitely not going to be dull, and will make January seem just so far away to be mind-numbing.
Did anything shock you about it?
Yeah, a few things did. I found myself kind of going, not really gasping when I was reading it, but kind of going like, or like, oh, that's not what I meant, or something like that. So I think, of course there are a few shockers as well that are not necessarily my storyline, but there are a few like very tense moments, very tense and awkward moments. Between just a few folks, between me and maybe some characters that are beyond the age of 18. So that's like half the cast, right? But yeah.
Will Jackie be exposing Ezra and Arya?
Jackie will be a big part in both the mid-series finale, but also, right now we're on 215. 215. So I've seen Paloma, who plays Jackie, on set quite a bit. So she does play. Like when we come back in January, she is here. She's here.
Blackmail issues.
Possibly. There's some. She's aware of Arya and I because as you saw a few episodes ago when we were, kissing at Hollis College. I think she's probably a little put off by that. So we're going to see the ramifications of that.
So they are not out in the open in season 2B.
We, as much as we can be, I think a few people know, but maybe not the most important people that need it.
Are we going to see Mr. Fitz in the Halloween flashback type episode?
There's how do I not ruin anything? There's something like I do play a part, but what exactly I think I'll leave to the viewers to see when we come back in. I guess it's in January is when that comes back, right? Yeah. Like I look to you, like you'll know, but yes. So there's a little Ezra action in the flashback episode, if you will.
What did you make of the Twitter storm when Arya and Jason kissed?
Oh, I wasn't too aware of that. Like people, I am on Twitter occasionally, kind of for the sole purpose of like tweeting fans or for news outlets for me to get my daily scoop. But I heard that there was a bit of outrage at it. But I think like any relationship, any incredibly loving relationship, which is what Arya and Ezra have. I think that it needs to go through these trials and tribulations because how boring would it be if it's just so awesome? Like nobody cares. There's got to be some ups and downs.
So we just saw Ezra kind of step up and tell Arya, like, I think you're in danger with this guy. Are we going to see more of that? More of sort of him coming to her rescue?
There's going to be, there's going to be more of Ezra like standing up for what he believes, standing up and taking. Maybe it's the consequences of past actions, or standing up to people that are trying to mess with their love. There's no like, I don't like come to blows with Jason, but like, there are some definite butting of heads that come up in the next few episodes.
Are we spending more time at the college in the second half of the season? Will we be spending more time there?
Yeah, I think so. We're kind of on and off. Like some episodes will be heavy on, my office, which is like right over there. We will be spending more time there, both with Byron and Ezra as well.
Okay.
What do you think would be his reaction once he finds out what A's been doing to his girlfriend for this long period of time, tormenting her and blackmailing her and so on?
I know that something is going on. Like I think he's aware that her and her friends are dealing with something from their past, and maybe there's some weird setup. I think that, or at least how I've justified it to myself, is that Ezra trusts Arya, trusts what she's doing and that she's handling it well. I mean, he's going to be livid, I think, if she's like, yeah, so this has been going on for a couple months, you know. I think he will try and do something. I don't think he's going to be mad, like, how dare you not tell me? I think he's going to be like, how do we remedy this? You know, all right, so you didn't tell me, and I'm a little peeved at that, but we'll discuss it after we figure out what mastermind is behind all these crazy things that have been happening to you and your friends. I love that. I would love for you know, Ezra to, you know, turns out did a year in the CIA or something like that, you know, comes out and kicks the crap out of somebody. But, you know, I think that he will be more assertive, or definitely more watchful, if and when that happens. Because I figure it has to happen at some point. You can't go like this entire, you know, show, you know, season finale a few seasons down the line, hopefully, and like he's never found out, he's been completely oblivious. I'd be really mad.
Do you think A is someone that, or has to be someone that we know?
I think it's funny that you say someone, because I don't know if it's someone. I feel like it could be a group of people. I mean, I don't know who is this brilliant to just be in every place at one time, and I feel like if it's a student, if it's just one student, let's look at the kid who's failing out, you know, because he's obviously not doing homework. Like, he's obviously spending his time going to, like, you know, what is it, you know, Emily had a box full of just simply A cereal, and then had something inside it, and it was hermetically sealed as well. Like, oh my, like, you planned that months in advance. How did that happen? Like, so it's either a group of people or somebody's a mastermind or has a crazy split personality. I hope to God it's me.
On a more serious note,
Yeah.
so, I mean, Ezra is her teacher,
Mm-hmm.
and what kind of message do you think that sends? Because, you know, there are teachers who actually go to jail for dating their students.
Totally.
So, any thoughts on, I mean, this is ABC Family.
Yeah, ABC Family, new kind of family. I mean, I personally would not engage in it. You know, I don't totally condone it. I mean, it's like, it's one of these things where it's a television show. I mean, I understand. I don't know what it's like to be a parent and to have your kids maybe be like, well, you know, Mr. So-and-so is really hot at my school. Like, like I'd probably be put off by that as well. But it's a TV show, and in this situation, there's how it's been written. These two, Ezra and Arya, are peers, are just get each other. You know, she's a little bit, I guess, older, more worldly than the average 17-year-old. He is, I would like to think, not completely mature and like has the brain of a 17-year-old, but like, not that there's anything wrong with having the brain of a 17-year-old, but, you know, when you're 23 or however old he is, I think they connect on a level that is once in a lifetime, you know, rarely happens. And they've investigated that, and like, there's something that keeps them together, and they can't just say, you know, peace to it. You know, they need to stick with it. So, unfortunately, they've met in a place where this can't really happen, such as a school. So, yeah, does that answer your question? That was kind of a rambling answer.
Lucy said that Arya believes Ezra is her soulmate. Do you, and do you think Ezra believes that?
Do I personally
Yes,
believe in soulmates?
Both questions.
I mean, my verdict's still out on the whole soulmate thing. But, you know, I guess I've got time to see.
So if there were, would Ezra be Arya's soulmate? Yeah,
I think totally. Because there's something that's just like, they met out in a bathroom, in a bar, and yet they keep going. You know, this obviously like isn't a sexual thing, because I don't think we've explored that. They haven't explored that realm yet. So what is keeping them together? It's something more than just simply, you know, he's a perv that's trying to bag as many high schoolers as he can. You know, because he's not. You know.
Wait, how old is he?
He's like 23, 24. I mean, here's the thing: the timeline in the show is like, I'm like, they're just hitting what, Halloween or something like that, and it's been 2 years that we've been shooting this. Like, so I'm assuming he's early 20s. You know, he's not like 33 or something like that. Not that 33 is old, but like, you know.